Stop worrying about your angles and stop worrying about his heartbeat, because the moment you realize that you're confident is the most addictive substance on the planet, is the moment you change the entire game of intimacy forever. Hi guys, it's Matthew here, and today we are going to talk about something that we usually keep behind closed doors, but it is absolutely vital we bring it out into the light, because so many of you are getting in your own way when it comes to the bedroom, and specifically when you are in the driver's seat. I want to talk about that moment when you climb on top and you take control, and I call this ride him like you own him, not because it is about domination in a scary way, but because it is about ownership of your pleasure and ownership of the connection. You see a lot of women panic when they get into this position. You get up there and suddenly the internal monologue starts. You start thinking, does my tummy look flat from this angle? Or is the lighting making me look weird? Or what if I am too heavy? Let me tell you something right now. When a man is lying there and he has the woman he desires taking charge of the situation, the last thing on his mind is your insecurities. He is not looking for flaws, he is looking for enthusiasm. He is craving that specific energy where you let go of the inhibition and you just be in the moment with him. We need to talk about the bounce he craves. And I am not just talking about the physical mechanics here, though we will get to that. I am talking about the emotional bounce, the vibrancy, the life. Men are terrified of boring. We are terrified of the mundane. When we are intimate with you, we want it to feel like we are the center of your universe and that you are having the time of your life. If you are up there worrying about how you look, you are not present. And if you are not present, he can feel it. It creates a disconnect. He feels like he is doing something to you rather than sharing something with you. So the first step to riding him like you own him is to get out of your head and get into your body. You have to own the space. Think about the psychology of this position. He is vulnerable. He is lying on his back. He has surrendered the active role to you for a moment. That is a gift. He is saying, I trust you to steer this ship. I trust you to set the pace. And what he craves in that moment is to see you revel in your own power. He wants to see you enjoying the view. He wants to see you enjoying the sensation. When you look down at him, do not look at him with apology in your eyes. Look at him with hunger. Look at him like he is the most delicious meal you have ever seen and you are about to feast. That shift in mindset alone changes the entire energy of the room. It goes from a performance where you are trying to hit the right notes to an experience where you are creating art together. Now let's talk about the bounce in a more literal sense. Rhythm is everything, but rhythm without connection is just exercise. The bounce he craves is responsive. It is not just about going up and down like you are at a gym class. It is about feeling where he is at and responding to it. It is a conversation without words. If he grips your hips, that is a signal. If his breath hitches, that is a signal. You are the conductor of the orchestra in that moment. You decide if the music is going to be slow and sensual or fast and frantic. And here is the secret that most men won't tell you, but I will. We love it when you are selfish in this position. And I mean selfish in the best possible way. We want you to find your rhythm, because when you find the rhythm that works for you, it turns you on. And seeing you turned on is the biggest turn on for us. It is a feedback loop. You enjoy it, so we enjoy it, so you enjoy it more. It is simpler than you think. You do not need to be an acrobat. You do not need to have the flexibility of a yoga instructor. You just need to have the enthusiasm of someone who actually wants to be there. I want you to think about the word own. To own him means you accept him fully in that moment. You are literally wrapping yourself around him. You are surrounding him. That is a powerful image. You are the environment. You are the context. When you are on top, you are the sky and the weather. You set the tone. If you are tentative and shy, the weather is overcast. If you are bold and smiling and moving with purpose, the sun is out and it is a beautiful day. And let's be honest, guys, we all prefer a sunny day. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but Matt, I feel exposed. I feel like everything is on display. That is exactly the point. Vulnerability is sexy, but confident vulnerability is irresistible. The fact that you are exposed is what makes it so hot. You are saying, here I am, all of me. I am not hiding. I am sharing this with you. That level of trust creates a bond that goes way beyond the physical act. It triggers something deep in the male brain. It triggers his protective instinct and his desire simultaneously. He sees you bearing it all and taking control at the same time, and it short-circuits his brain in the best way possible. he cannot help but be captivated. So how do we execute this bounce effectively? It starts with your base. You need to feel grounded. Use your knees, use your feet, get comfortable. If you are uncomfortable physically, you will be uncomfortable mentally. Find a spot where you can sustain the movement without cramping up. Practicality matters. Once you are comfortable, I want you to play with the speed. Do not just pick one gear and stay there. That is boring driving. You want to accelerate and decelerate. Start slow, grind a little, tease him, let him feel the anticipation. Make him wonder when you are going to really go for it. That anticipation is the bounce of the mind. You are bouncing his expectations around. You are keeping him on his toes even though he is on his back. Then, when you feel the energy rising, when you feel that tension building, that is when you speed up, that is when you add the vigor. But keep checking in. Look at his face. Eye contact in this position is lethal. It is absolute kryptonite. If you can lock eyes with him while you're riding him, like you own him, you are peering into his soul. You are telling him, I am right here with you, and I'm not looking away. A lot of women close their eyes because they are focusing on the sensation or they are feeling self-conscious. And closing your eyes is fine for a moment to get into the zone. But open them. Let him see you seeing him. Let him see the pleasure on your face. Do not hide it. The noise you make, the faces you pull, that is the applause he is waiting for. That is the confirmation that he is doing his job right, even though you are the one doing the work. It is a partnership. And speaking of hands, do not just let them hang by your sides. You have two hands, use them. Put them on his chest. Feel his heartbeat. Pin his hands down above his head if you are feeling bald. That adds a layer of dominance that drives men crazy. It says, I am literally holding you down because I'm in charge right now. Or run your hands through your own hair. Touch your own body. Show him that you love your body. Because if you show him you love your body, he is given permission to love it too. If you treat your body like a temple, he will worship at it. If you treat it like a construction site, he is going to put on a hard hat and just try to get the job done. We want worship. We want passion. We want the bounce that comes from a place of joy. And I use that word specifically, joy. Sex should be joyful. It should be fun. It shouldn't be this serious, heavy performance where you are worried about getting a gold medal. It should be a playground. And when you are on top, you are the playground monitor. You decide the games. You decide the rules. One of the biggest mistakes women make is thinking they have to look like a movie star. While doing this, real intimacy is messy. It is sweaty. It is unpolished. And that is what makes it real. The bounce he craves is the bounce of reality. The bounce of a real woman who desires a real man, not a plastic doll, not a perfectly edited scene. He wants the sweat. He wants the heavy breathing. He wants the messy hair. That is the stuff that makes him feel like a man. It makes him feel like he has evoked this primal reaction in you. So when I say ride him like you own him, I mean take ownership of the messy bits too. Take ownership of the noises. Take ownership of the fact that maybe you lose your rhythm for a second and you have to find it again. Laugh if it gets awkward. If you slip, or if something makes a funny noise laugh. Laughter is a tension breaker. It shows confidence. It shows you are comfortable enough to not take yourself too seriously. A woman who can laugh in bed is a woman who is secure. And security is high value. Security is sexy. Now let's get a bit more into the technique of the bounce regarding the motion. It is not just up and down. It is forward and back. It is circular. Think of your hips like they are spelling out the alphabet. Mix it up. Surprise him. The brain craves novelty. If you do the exact same motion for 10 minutes, his brain is going to acclimate to the sensation. It is called sensory adaptation. You want to keep his nerves firing. You want to keep him guessing. So change the angle. Lean forward and whisper in his ear. Then lean back and give him a view. That change in distance is a psychological bounce. You are close, then you are far. You are intimate, then you are admiring. It is a push and pull dynamic that creates emotional velocity. And velocity creates heat. Friction creates heat. You want to generate that heat until it becomes unbearable in the best way. Another thing to remember is that you have the best seat in the house to gauge his reaction. You can see every micro expression. Use that data. If he bites his lip, do more of what you just did. If his eyes roll back, you are hitting the spot. You are a scientist collecting data and adjusting your experiment in real time. That is what it means to own him. You are studying him. You are learning him. You are becoming the expert on his pleasure. And there is nothing more ego boosting for a man than feeling like his woman is obsessed with his pleasure. But remember, and I cannot stress this enough, your pleasure must come first. Not in a selfish ignore him way, but in a prioritize the oxygen mask way. You cannot give him the ride of his life if you are suffocating. You need to breathe. You need to find the friction that works for you, because the bounce he really craves is the physical manifestation of your climax approaching. He wants to feel you getting close. He wants to feel your muscles tightening. He wants to feel the urgency in your movement increasing. That is the ultimate goal for him, to know that he helped get you there. So do not fake the bounce. Do not exaggerate it for his benefit. If you are not feeling it, adjust until you feel it. Move your hips until you hit the spot. Guide his hands to where you need them. Tell him what you need. Touch me here. Hold my waist. Squeeze harder. Giving instructions when you are on top is incredibly hot. It shows you know what you want and you are not afraid to ask for it. It reinforces the ownership dynamic. You are the boss. You are giving orders, and he is the willing employee happy to do the work. This dynamic of ride him like you own him also translates outside of the bedroom. It is about an attitude of entitlement. And I do not mean entitlement in a bratty way. I mean entitlement to space, entitlement to pleasure, entitlement to love. When you walk through life knowing that you own your space, people react to you differently. Men react to you differently. They sense that you are not looking for validation. You are looking for a partner who can keep up. And when you bring that energy into the bedroom, it is explosive. You are not asking, am I good enough? You are demonstrating, I am more than enough. Can you handle it? That is the challenge he wants. Every man wants to feel like he has won the lottery. And when you ride him with that level of confidence, you are showing him the winning ticket. You are showing him the prize. And the prize is you, fully unlocked, fully alive, fully present. So the next time you find yourself climbing on top, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to shake off the insecurity. I want you to visualize yourself as a queen taking her throne, because that is what it is. It is a throne of intimacy, and you are going to rule that kingdom with benevolence and with fire. You are going to give him the bounce that wakes him up, the bounce that reminds him that he is alive, the bounce that makes him text you the next day saying, wow, because that is the goal, guys. We want to leave a lasting impression. We want to create a memory that is seared into his brain. And you do not do that by being perfect. You do that by being passionate. You do that by being real. You do that by riding him like you own him. And guess what? When you do that, you actually do own him. You own his attention. You own his desire. You own his heart. Because a man gives his heart to the woman who makes him feel most alive. And there is no place more alive than in the throes of passion with a woman who knows her worth. So get up there, take the wheel, and drive that car like you stole it. Or rather drive it like you bought it with cash and you have the title in your pocket. That is the energy. That is the vibe. That is the bounce. And we are just getting started, because once you master the mindset, the physical technique becomes second nature. It becomes a dance. And everyone loves a good dancer, but you have to hear the music first. And the music is your own confidence. Turn up the volume on your self-esteem and the rest will follow. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, but Matt, what if I get tired? Or what if my knees hurt? We are going to cover all the practicalities, because I am a practical guy. I want this to work for you in the real world, not just in a fantasy. But you have to start with the head. If the head isn't right, the hips won't be either. So getting your mental state primed is the first step. You are a goddess. You are a vixen. You are the love of his life. Believe it, embody it, and then bounce with it. Right, so we have established the mindset. We have established that you are the CEO of the bedroom in that moment, but now we have to talk about the hardware. We have to talk about the mechanics of the bounce, because even the best mindset needs a strategy to execute. When you are up there and you are ready to ride him like you own him, you need to understand the physics of the interaction to maximize the pleasure for both of you. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the motion. A lot of women think the bounce is just a vertical line, up, down, repeat. And while that is the foundation, that is the vanilla ice cream. It is good, but we want the sundae, we want the toppings, we want the flavor. The bounce he really craves is three-dimensional. It is about using your hips to create different sensations. Think about the grind. The grind is the slow burner. It is when you lower yourself down and you maintain that contact and you move in a circular motion or a figure 8. This is torture for him in the best way possible. It stimulates the nerve endings in a completely different way than the fast pounding does. It is intimate. It is slow. It forces him to look at you. Use the grind when you want to build tension. Use it when you want to catch your breath. It is your active recovery. You are still moving. You are still engaging the core, but you are slowing the heart rate down just a fraction so you can ramp it up again later. And then we have the rock, the forward and backward motion. This is where you use your thighs as levers. Leaning forward changes the depth. Leaning back changes the stimulation point. Alternating between grinding and rocking is what keeps him on the edge of glory. It is the bounce remix. You are the DJ mixing the tracks. And do not forget the squeeze. This is internal. This is something he can feel, but he cannot see. Engaging your pelvic floor muscles. Yes, the Kegels we always talk about while you are riding him is like a hidden superpower. It feels like you are hugging him from the inside. If you can time a squeeze with the downward motion of the bounce, you are going to blow his mind. It adds a texture to the sensation that he wasn't expecting. It is the surprise inside the box. And let's talk about your hands again, because I touched on it before, but it is crucial. Your hands are your stabilizers, but they are also your tools of seduction. If you lean forward and put your hands on the bed next to his head, you are creating a canopy. You are enclosing him in your world. Your hair falls down and creates a curtain. It is just you and him in this tiny private tent. That proximity is electric. You can whisper things to him that nobody else would ever hear. You can bite his earlobe gently. You can kiss his neck. That close range bounce is very intimate, very emotional. It is the I love you bounce. But then you have the lean back. You put your hands on his knees or on his ankles, or you just throw them in the air like you are on a roller coaster. This stretches out your torso. It shows off your silhouette. This is the visual bounce. This is the look at me, I am a superstar bounce. It allows him to admire the curves and the movement. It changes the angle of entry and usually hits those deeper spots that can trigger a very intense release for him. Alternating between the canopy and the showcase is what keeps the bounce dynamic. You are not just one thing. You are everything. You are the lover and the performer. You are the secret and the billboard. And throughout all of this, you have to keep the rhythm. Men are rhythmic creatures. We operate on loops. If you find a rhythm that makes his hips buck or makes him grab the sheets, stay there for a bit. Don't rush to change it just because you think you have to. Milk that moment. Let him live in that sensation. The bounce is about consistency as much as it is about variety. It is finding the groove and locking into it. Think of it like a heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Reliable, strong, life-affirming. If you all over the place with no rhythm, it can be distracting. It can feel chaotic. You want controlled chaos. You want wild abandon, but with a steering wheel. And here is a pro tip that will change your life. Use his body as leverage. You do not have to do all the work with your quads. If you get tired, grab his hands and have him help you lift. Or hold on to his hips and use them to pull yourself down. Make him part of the mechanism. Help me is a very sexy phrase in bed. It activates his helpfulness and his strength. He wants to be useful. He wants to facilitate your pleasure. So if your legs are burning, say, baby, hold my hips, help me move. He will grip you and he will do half the work and he will feel like Superman doing it. It becomes a team sport. The bounce becomes a synchronized swim. And do not underestimate the power of the pause. Sometimes the best move is no move. Just stop. Sit there. Breathe. Let him feel the weight of you. Let him feel the connection without the friction. The anticipation of when you are going to start moving again is palpable. It builds up that tension again. It resets the sensitivity meter. It is the drop in the dubstep song. Silence, wait for it, and then boom back into the motion. That contrast is what makes the bounce addictive. It is the peaks and valleys. If you just sprint at 100 miles per hour, the whole time you will finish fast, but you might miss the scenery. We want to enjoy the journey. And let's be real about the visual aspect for a second. Men are visual. I have said it a million times, but they are not critics. They are fans. When you are bouncing, he is watching the way your body moves. He is watching the jiggle. Yes, the jiggle. The thing you are self-conscious about. He loves it. It signifies softness. It signifies femininity. It signifies that you are real. Do not try to hold everything in. Let it move. Let it be free. The bounce is about freedom. If you are stiff and holding your breath, trying to suck your stomach in, you are killing the vibe. You are killing the flow. Let it go. Release the tension in your belly, release the tension in your jaw. A relaxed body feels so much better to be inside and to be with. When you are tense, you are physically tighter and not in a good way. You are walled off. When you relax, you are welcoming. You are enveloping. And that is what owning him feels like. It feels like you are swallowing him up in your warmth. So the bounce he craves is a relaxed, enthusiastic, rhythmic, dynamic movement that prioritizes connection over perfection. It is about using every tool in your arsenal, your hips, your hands, your voice, your eyes, your pelvic floor to create a symphony of sensation. It is about driving the car with confidence, knowing that you have the map and you know exactly where you are going. You are going to Pleasure Town and you are taking him with you as your passenger. And the best part, when you take control like this, you give him permission to let go. Men are always expected to be in control, to lead, to initiate, to perform. When you get on top and you ride him like you own him, you are giving him a vacation from that pressure. You are saying, I got this. You just lay back and enjoy. That is a massive relief for a man. It allows him to experience sex in a receptive way, which is rare and beautiful. He gets to be the one being pleasured. He gets to be the one being taken. And that balance, that switching of roles is healthy. It keeps the relationship fresh. It keeps the power dynamic fluid. You are not always the submissive one. You are not always the one waiting to be swept off your feet. Sometimes you do the sweeping. Sometimes you are the storm. And let me tell you, men love the storm. They want to be caught in the rain. They want to be drenched in your energy. So do not be afraid to rain on him. Do not be afraid to pour your passion out. The bounce is your rainfall. Make it a monsoon. Make it memorable. And as you are bouncing, pay attention to the sounds, the wet sounds, the skin on skin. Do not try to cover them up with music or by being quiet. Those are the sounds of intimacy. They are primal. They trigger the animal brain. It tells him this is happening. This is real. It validates the act. So own the noise, own the sweat, own the space. And remember, you can adjust the bounce to fit the mood. Is it a lazy Sunday morning? Maybe the bounce is slow, rolling, lazy, lots of skin contact, lots of kissing. Is it a Tuesday night quickie? Maybe the bounce is fast, hard, urgent, getting straight to the point. Is it a romantic anniversary? Maybe the bounce is varied, building up slowly, lots of eye contact, lots of I love yous. You have a library of bounces. Do not just use one. Read the room, read the mood, adapt. That adaptability is a sign of high emotional intelligence and high sexual intelligence. You are attuned to the context. And that makes you a master lover. That makes you the woman he cannot get out of his head. Because you are not just performing a routine. You are responding to the moment. You are alive in the moment. And that vitality is contagious. When you are vibrant, he wakes up. His senses sharpen. He engages. And suddenly, you are not just having sex. You are having an encounter. You are having a collision of souls. And all of that comes from how you choose to move your hips. It is powerful stuff, guys. It really is. So do not take it lightly, but do not take it too seriously either. Have fun with it, experiment, try a new angle, try a new speed. If it doesn't work, laugh and switch it up. Whoops, that didn't work, let's try this. That is confidence, that is ownership. You own the failures just as much as the successes. And because you own them, they lose their power to hurt you. They just become part of the learning process, part of the fun. So get on that horse and ride. But remember, it is not a rodeo where you are trying not to get thrown off. It is a parade where you are the grand marshal. You are the star. Wave to the crowd, smile, enjoy the float, because you built this float, you designed it. And it is a magnificent ride. We have covered the mindset and we have covered the mechanics, but now we need to talk about the finale and the aftermath, because riding him like you own him isn't just about the act itself. It is about how you land the plane and how you anchor that experience in his mind, so he is thinking about it all day tomorrow. You see, the bounce creates the energy, but the climax is where that energy explodes and solidifies into a memory. When you are getting close to the edge, do not retreat into yourself. A lot of women get quiet or they hide their face when they are about to finish. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to share that moment with him. If you can keep your eyes open, great. If you need to close them, fine, but grab onto him. Dig your nails into his shoulders gently or not so gently, depending on what he likes. Vocalize it. Let him know he is the cause of this. Scream his name if you have to. This isn't just ego stroking for him, it is emotional bonding. You are associating your peak pleasure with his presence. You are wiring his brain to be the trigger for your dopamine. And when he's reaching his peak, and trust me, if you are bouncing right, he will be. That is when you ride him the hardest. That is when you give everything you have got. You match his energy. If he is arching his back, you press down. If he is grabbing you, you grab back. You become one fused entity of pure sensation. And when it is over, do not just roll off and check your phone. Do not just run to the bathroom immediately unless you really have to. This is the afterglow, and it is prime real estate for connection. Collapse on top of him. Lay your head on his chest. Listen to his heart slowing down. That heavy weight of your body on his is actually very comforting for men. It is a weighted blanket made of the woman he desires. It signals we are done. We are safe. We are together. Stay there for a minute. Whisper in his ear. Tell him that was amazing. Tell him I love the way you feel. Reinforce the behavior you want to see. If you tell him he was incredible, he feels like a king. And a man who feels like a king treats you like a queen. It is reciprocal. This is where you seal the deal. You have owned him physically during the ride, and now you are owning him emotionally in the quiet moments after. You are showing him that you are not just using him for a physical release, but that you crave the closeness. That vulnerability post-sex is just as important as the confidence during sex. It shows the full spectrum of who you are. You are the tigress, and you are the kitten. You are the dominatrix and the nurturer. That duality is intoxicating. It keeps him guessing. It keeps him interested. And let's talk about the long-term effect of this. When a woman takes charge in the bedroom regularly, it changes the dynamic of the relationship outside the bedroom. It builds a reservoir of respect. He sees you as a woman of agency, a woman who goes for what she wants. That is an attractive quality in a partner. It suggests that you will handle life's challenges with the same level of gusto. It suggests that you are a teammate who pulls her weight. It stops you from being high maintenance in his mind and makes you high value. Because high value women own their sexuality. They do not apologize for it. They do not hide it. They share it as a gift. And riding him like you own him is the ultimate gift. It is the gift of your effort. It is the gift of your display. It is the gift of your trust. So I want you to go out there, or rather stay in there and practice this. Do not wait for a special occasion. Tuesday is a special occasion. Being alive is a special occasion. Surprise him. When he is lying on the couch watching TV, straddle him. Start the bounce right there. Take the initiative. The element of surprise is a massive dopamine trigger. It says, I desire you right now. Not because it is the scheduled time, but because I cannot help myself. That kind of unbridled desire is what keeps marriages and long-term relationships alive. It fights off the roommate syndrome. You are not roommates, you are lovers. And lovers ride each other. Lovers own each other in that beautiful, consensual, primitive way. Now I want to address one final insecurity that comes up, the fear of judgment. What if he thinks I am too wild? What if he thinks I learned this from someone else? Listen to me. If he is with you, he wants you to be wild with him. He is not sitting there doing a forensic analysis of your past. He is thanking his lucky stars that you are doing this with him now. Do not let the ghosts of the past or the fear of the future ruin the pleasure of the present. If you hold back because you are afraid of being too much, you are depriving him of the best version of you. Be too much. Be overflowing. Be intense. The right man, the man who deserves to be owned by you, will not be scared away. He will be inspired. He will step up his game to meet you there. He will realize he has to stay sharp to keep a woman like you. And that is a healthy pressure. That is the chase continued into the relationship. You are showing him that you are a dynamic creature that is constantly evolving and exploring. You are not a static object on a shelf. You are a wild horse. And while you are riding him, you are reminding him that he is the one who gets to run alongside you. So, to recap the bounce he craves, it is mental. It is the confidence to take the lead. It is physical. It is the rhythm, the grind, the rock, the squeeze. It is visual. It is the eye contact, the hands, the hair, and it is emotional. It is the connection, the vulnerability, and the afterglow. It is the whole package, and you are the whole package. Stop fragmenting yourself. Bring all of you to the bedroom. The messy parts, the loud parts, the soft parts, the hard parts. Mix them all up into a cocktail of pure you-ness and serve it to him. He will drink it up and he will ask for seconds. And remember, practice makes progress. You might feel silly the first time you try to be this bold. That is okay. Fake it until you feel it. Act the part of the confident seductress until you realize, wait a minute, I am the confident seductress. It is in you. It is in your DNA. Your ancestors were women who knew how to captivate men. You have that ancient wisdom in your hips. Unlock it. Unleash it. Let the bounce set you free. And when you do, you won't just be riding him. You will be riding the wave of your own empowerment. And there is no better feeling in the world than that. You own your pleasure, you own your body, you own the moment. And in that moment, yes, you own him too. And he absolutely loves it. So go get and make it happen. And as always, I'm cheering you on. If you want to dive deeper into how to keep that attraction burning, not just in the bedroom, but in every text, every date, and every conversation, make sure you check out the link in the description or come over to the website. We have a whole program dedicated to high-value communication that perfectly complements this high-value intimacy. But for now, focus on the bounce. Master the bounce. And watch how his eyes light up the next time you walk into the room. You got this. Math you out.